We ended up doing floating shelves, and we took out all the guts of this ironing board that's like.
Hello and welcome to the Handy Women YouTube channel. I am the founder of the Handy Women community, which you can find on Facebook, and of the Handy Women show. I'm very excited today because I have a question for you first. Write in the comments, what is the most creative use you've ever had for an ironing board? That's right, an ironing board. Have you turned it into something else? Because today I've got a guest, Tiffany Dusina is with us, and she's going to tell us how she turned an ironing board into a spice cabinet. How cool is that? I know it's super cool. Hi, Tiffany. I can't wait to hear about this. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks. I'm excited to be back.
So ironing board, spice cabinet. How does even the thought occur?
Well, we bought a vintage 100-year-old house that had no kitchen cabinets in it. And we had to come up with a layout. And in the kitchen was an ironing board cabinet, which had a door, and you open the door and then the ironing board came down. But the only way to get a cabinet there was to take out the ironing board and have a hole in the wall. And we thought, what are we going to do with this hole in the wall? And I realized it was in a perfect prep location for spices. So this is what we converted.
It's pretty. I like it.
So because we wanted to keep the vintage tile, and we also wanted to be able to have a cabinet with an oven here, we ended up doing floating shelves, and we took out all the guts of this ironing board that's like recessed, painted it white, used the ironing board material actually to make the little shelves. And then we just got little L brackets.
That is so cool. You cut up the ironing board to make the shelves?
Well, yes, the wood matched the this wood perfectly.
Well, first of all, can we talk about the fact that there was an era in which one would actively use the
iron.
Same
Yes, they would iron in the kitchen. So then we just measured all the things we wanted on the shelf. So I have my little salt here that I use and a little coconut oil. And then we measured for oil and salt here. And so everything was perfectly planned for what we wanted on each shelf. Tea, some more. Usually I have garlic in here, some oils I use, and then honeys for our tea, because this is kind of our tea making spot.
It is so pretty. It is just so pretty. I'm just so surprised that they use the same wood for the sides and for the ironing board. Just that level of, attention to details.
It was a really beautiful wood ironing board. I actually was really sad when we had to cut it up. I was like, no.
And so did you decide how many shelves you were going to get from how many cutouts you could make out of it? Or
so we kind of came up with, okay, I want these spices. This is what I use regularly. I want salt. I want pepper. And then I measured the height that I wanted. And then we decided the boards.
Was it hard to cut?
No. I mean, it's just a chop saw.
Was it hard to measure?
Yeah, because we wanted them to be flush, but I don't know if you can see.
Please describe flush for the people who don't know what that is.
Oh, so we wanted the boards to match up with the side trim here, right? Mm-hmm. But we didn't have enough boards that were like long enough here. So then we had to put another board here.
Now, was that board also from the ironing board, or you found a way to make it? Oh, yeah, because it matches so perfectly.
It was kind of like built in, and you can see there's like this little hinge right here from where the door used to connect. So there was some problems with the inside, so we had to get creative. There's also if you look inside, this little divot here.
Yeah.
This was a stop catch, so the ironing board didn't fall out when you open the door.
That makes sense.
So we kind of had to cover up a couple things and get creative. And there is, behind this board is another was a built-in piece for the ironing board to be caught. So we had to cut everything down to make it look like you can't see it.
That's the thing with handiwork. You look at it, you're like, oh, cool, couple shelves, so pretty. What a great idea. And then you go into the nitty-gritty and it's like, well, actually, here was this, here was there. Is that
Yeah,
anything about handiwork always involves many more steps than it appears to the naked
it
eye.
does. Because the ironing board does go down further to the floor. So we had to take a piece of countertop. Luckily, we did butcher block and fit it in here like a shelf.
Because then it
So
goes lower.
right. So then we have full countertop, but then we have shelves.
Oh, the level of perfection. Oh,
So
I love it. Well done.
thank you.
I'm sure this is going to get a lot of ideas. I mean, I'm curious how many people repurpose their ironing cabinet. Write it in the comment if you did.
I don't think a lot of people have ironing boards anymore in their kitchen, but it's a fun project.
It looks amazing. Well, thank you for sharing it with us and giving us some new, beautiful, creative ideas. Thanks, Tiffany.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.